guys. Hi, everyone. So I know I was MIA for a little bit. I was out doing some work. I was traveling through California, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah. Yeah. And I am back here. Just got back here 2 days ago, back to my home state, my home base in Washington. And then in a few weeks, I leave again to go to the islands. So it's been a very busy year for me. I'm going to apologize now. During my travels in the last few weeks, I found a hitchhiker, and his name is Lucky. He's a little black kitten that we found at a gas station on the highway with a lung infection, respiratory infection, and an eye infection. And when he ran into the gas pump, because he couldn't see it, there was no way I could leave this little kitten by the highway, because we all know how that would have ended. So you may hear a little kitten. You may see him come up on my shoulder. He likes to climb up on my shoulder and sit there. So I'm apologizing now. You may hear him running around the room. But anyway, he's very active this morning. So I want to talk about our intuition. And when I woke up, I remember having these periods of one wackiness, like totally crazy stuff was coming through. And then other times when my intuition would just feel like it stopped, like nothing was happening. And I would wonder what is going on, and I would kind of like almost panic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been working so hard, in bringing in my intuition, just trying to improve upon it, all this stuff. And it wasn't until I took this class by a teacher named Andy Bing. He's actually a teacher over in Europe. And what he explains, why does our intuition just stop? Or at least we think it stops. Why does it feel like it stops? And what he turned around and said, and this is what resonated with me, and if it doesn't resonate with you, that's totally fine. But this is just maybe perhaps a reason why your intuition why you might feel like it stopped, or you're having periods of weirdness. But what he explained to me was that when we were so programmed to think that clairvoyant and clairaudient are our most important clairs, because in our 3D, I'm going to call it 3D world, we only believe what we can hear and see, not what we can really feel within. Okay, so when you are going through the process of opening your intuition, working with it, bringing it forward more, you're probably going to be more aware of your clairaudient or your clairvoyant skills. You're not going to really pay attention to your claircognizance, the knowing. And we don't, and that's not our fault. It's just how we've been taught. Our programming in everyday life teaches us to kind of ignore that. But what happens is as we progress through our clairvoyant, clairaudient, and we're increasing it, building upon it, getting better and better at it, what happens is your claircognizance needs to catch up. So when you have this lull period where you feel like, oh my gosh, my intuition is just completely stopped, it hasn't. This is what my instructor explained to me, was that it's just that your claircognizance, your knowing, is catching up. Okay, it's integrating that knowledge base that you have from your clairvoyant and your clairaudient. So just remember that when you're having that lull, there are things happening still. You're not losing your intuition. It didn't shut itself off. You're just integrating it, and you're just catching up. Your other clairs are just catching up, if you will. We do have, like some of us do have very specific clairs that are much more stronger than others, but ultimately, as how Andy explained it to me, that to me resonated with me, that it was just, and when I look back, I could see it. Once he said that, all of a sudden the light bulb went off, and I was like, boom, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. I get it now. When I look back on those periods of lullness, I realized that my my knowing, I just knew things, was like spot on, was really strong. So just be mindful of that. Another reason why you may be having trouble with your intuition, or it's not working, or you don't feel like it's working, or you're getting some really weird like stuff coming through and you're like, what is that? It could be that you're not grounded. And what's happening is if you're not grounded in your lower chakras, your upper chakras can't work as well, cannot function as well. So there for a while, I'm an air sign. It is so I can't begin to tell you how difficult it is to ground me. I am like, phew, up there. My partner will tell you. I feel bad for him because I'm like, phew, all the time. But when you're not grounded, that energy isn't flowing the way it's supposed to flow. So if you're having a lull in your intuition, or you're getting some really weird things, it could just be that you're kind of like overusing up here, and you need that weight of the grounding to kind of keep you down, keep you centered, if you will. So just real quick, what I try to do every morning, it doesn't always happen. I'm kind of like the worst person for meditation. I can't meditate worth crap, as you all know, but I try to spend about 2 minutes a day, just real quick. I kind of just go into my room. I do a visualization of roots going down through, my feet, connecting into Mother Earth, through my Earth star, going through that chakra, and just kind of visualizing like thick roots. And then once I come down to the center of the earth, and I just kind of pull this beautiful white energy up. And some people, if you're not a visual person, sometimes you can do it with your breath, just pulling in, taking a deep breath in, and just visualizing that energy coming up. You may even feel it. Sometimes I actually feel it coming up through, which is pretty beautiful. And other times it's just a visualization. And then what happens is I'll go, and in my third eye, if your Kundalini is open, I'm assuming that the reason why I can see it the way I see it is that my Kundalini is open. And just letting you guys know, your Kundalini energy is going to, not everyone has the same Kundalini opening. Okay, one day I'll do my video on my Kundalini opening. And it's nothing, some people are just very simple, you're not like, when your Kundalini opens. But what happens is, for me, when I check into my energy, so now I'm pulling up the earth ground, the grounding energy of the earth. So I see it as white energy. And then in my third eye, what I see is almost like this snake-like kind of patterning in my third eye, going up like a wave of energy. And that's how I know that I'm flowing, that everything is flowing the way it should. Once I see that, and I fill up all my body with the white grounding light, I visualize my cells pulling it in, I visualize my chakras pulling in, I visualize my meridians opening up, and there goes the cat if you see it in the background. And then once I see that, then I open up my soul star and my crown chakra. And I just visualize a very wide beam just coming down, going down into and through my crown, my soul star, coming down. And I usually see rainbows. It's like a rainbow light. So I'll have that come through, and then I know that it's intermixing with my grounding, because it's actually like a swirling. There's like a swirling motion that's happening. I'll see it in my third eye, and that's when I know that I'm just mixing everything. The grounding light with the light from Creator Source. And then it's like almost like I feel it expanding my aura. Like I just visualize all that beautiful energy just coming out, 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 out. I'll pull it out to about 12 feet. And then I cover and shield myself with protection. I do put protection over my thought process. Well, Spirit calls it thought processes, known and unknown. So what I do is I'll actually visualize protecting my my conscious thoughts and my unconscious thoughts. Because remember, we're all connected to the subconscious highway up here with everyone else on the planet and other beings. So what happens is that you'll get a lot of stuff from that. And then that opens up a whole lesson of discernment that has to happen. But once that happens, once I expand my aura, I fill it with love. I am protected, I am balanced, I am grounded, and I am loved. And then I'm done. So I try and do this. It takes me about 2 minutes to do it. And I try to do it every day. And you'll see an improvement. You'll see an improvement coming back with your intuition, if that's the reason why this is happening. But yeah. So my next series, I want to go into depth about our chakras. And I know you can find a ton of videos, you know, all the books are very simple. Oh, it's the red color. Oh, it's, you know, it pertains to this element and everything else. But there's actually a deeper reason why we have our chakras. And I'm going to go into that very simply. I'm a very simple person. I don't go into that heavy language of all the Eastern and Western traditions. I just pretty much keep it simple and what resonates with me. So, but I've been currently kind of going into Carolyn Myss, Anatomy of the Spirit, and Occult Science by Rudolf Steiner. And kind of combining them to an understanding that our chakras are actually very important. They're parts of our initiation, our human evolution, development. And I'm gonna start a series of videos on that. I almost have the first one done, and I will get ready to record that one in probably another couple days, depending on what's going on around here. And then I'll move on to the sacral and all. And I'm hoping that this gives you a deeper understanding of why we even have these things. Like, what is the importance of it? Everyone says, oh, our energy bodies. But no, I don't really think that people understand why they're there. So I'm gonna post some videos about what resonates with me, and then you can take whatever you want from there, or you can leave it, whatever you want to do. Yeah, and I think that's it for this video. There's like a cat climbing up the curtain. I need to go rescue my curtain. So if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button. Help me push it out to other people. If you want to hear more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. I also put my email down below, so if you have any questions, comments, anything, please feel free to email me. And yeah, and I think that's it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.